So for this camp, in any given day, Ryan wakes up and he runs like Forrest Gump. And he doesn't have to, but he does.
How you feel?
Amazing.
He said 7 punches not gonna do it. I said, if you didn't put in the contract that I can't throw more than 7 punches, then I'd throw more than that.
Because Ryan is an elite fighter, he's a knockout artist, among the best fighters in the world today. They want to take every step to try to control the amount of strength he's going to have the next day.
The day you sparring Ryan, just 2 days, right?
Yeah. Just like one day he like forgot his tampon, he just started bleeding over the place. So yeah. 52 years, bro. And it's in the hood, bro. It hasn't closed down yet. You know why? Because this place is good.
Way more explained. Ryan's fast as shit. Ain't nobody gonna say Ryan's not one of the fastest fighters. And I look way faster at 47, way more explosive, way more durable.
Ryan Garcia is putting in relentless work in his camp, and with Rolly Romero helping him during training, together they are sharpening his focus, speed, and confidence as he prepares for Mario Barrios.
Hey, go forward now. Yeah. Ahí, ándale, rico, arriba, abajo y arriba. Arriba, abajo, eso. Adelante y atrás. Échale, hijo, 5 minutes here. A ver. And 1 and...
Ryan Garcia has made it clear that success in camp isn't just about the punches you throw, it's about the people standing beside you. He's intentionally surrounding himself with positive, battle-tested voices, veterans who felt the pressure and understand the grind, creating an environment that fuels his confidence instead of draining it. In a sport where doubt can creep in between rounds, that kind of energy matters. It keeps him locked in, motivated, and mentally sharp, blocking out the noise and sharpening his focus as he prepares for the moment when the lights hit and everything counts.
Stop! Una, dos, tres. Y luego 4 y 5. La que estás haciendo la casa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y aquí. Sí, güey. Ya. 3, 4, 5. Y ahora. After. 3, 4, 5.
Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia share history in the ring, having pushed each other in past sparring sessions, and now that familiarity has turned into a powerful alliance built on mutual respect. Every day in camp, they challenge one another with intensity, but also with purpose, sharpening skills, correcting mistakes, and elevating each other's game without ego. There's a quiet understanding between them. Iron sharpens iron, and that shared grind fuels steady growth, discipline, and confidence as they prepare for the battles ahead. Mario Barrios is radiating confidence, leaning on the edge that only experience and time in the ring can provide. He emphasizes that his years navigating high-stakes fights give him an instinct and composure that can't be taught, claiming every inch of tactical advantage over Ryan Garcia. From timing to distance to reading an opponent's rhythm, Barrios insists that his veteran savvy will tip the scales in his favor, sending a clear message. He's not just stepping into the ring. He's coming to control it.
Whenever somebody's tired or feeling down that day, we're picking each other up.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We feel so good. We're in this together.
We're like the same person, different hair color.
It's just good to have like-minded people that are ready to take advantage of the opportunities, and we're not gonna let it slip. We're all building our own legacy, and when we get in the ring, you guys are gonna see something special.
Max Kellerman
Rolly
and Robert
Romero.
Garcia offered candid takes on the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios matchup, shifting the focus from raw talent to the dynamics inside Garcia's training camp. They noted that Garcia is working with his father rather than high-profile trainers like Eddie Reynoso, Derek James, or Joe Goosen, raising questions about continuity and guidance. Robert Garcia acknowledged that Ryan's father built a solid amateur foundation, giving him real experience, but he also highlighted the pattern of moving through multiple elite coaches before returning home, suggesting potential challenges with structure, authority, and consistency in his
Growth
current camp
daily.
setup. Kellerman brought up
Mario
a
Barrios.
crucial point about discipline, questioning whether Garcia ever fully let those elite trainers take the reins, because top-level coaches insist on strict rules, accountability, and daily consistency. Fighters can't just pick and choose their schedule if they want to reach peak performance. Robert Garcia added that trainers like Reynoso or James, who have molded champions, won't compromise their standards for anyone, and if a boxer can't fully embrace that leadership, progress stalls. Both analysts agreed that this kind of instability could play right into Mario Barrios' hands. He thrives on structured preparation, leverages his size and ring experience, and in a matchup like this, the discipline within camp might ultimately
this
tip the
fight.
I
scales.
think the advantages I have coming to this fight is just overall just like everything. You know, my experience, you know, who I've been in the ring with, who I faced. I think, you know, the boxing IQ, I think I had that on my side. You know, heart. I think, yeah.
He does have experience, more experience.
Boxing analyst Wade
Kellerman-
Clemens offered a sharp perspective on the looming Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios showdown, posing the classic question: does a coach make the fighter, or does the fighter make the coach? He highlighted Joe Goosen's storied reputation as a master trainer, now guiding Barrios, and wondered if Goosen could deliver techniques or insights Barrios hadn't already absorbed under Bob Santos. At the same time, Clemens noted the intrigue of Garcia's self-assuredness, suggesting that Ryan is confident he already knows Barrios' strategy and what his camp plans to execute inside the ring.
With his dad, which I'm not saying the dad is not, you know, the dad brought him through the amateurs, but when he left his dad or went to seek a different trainer, before he came back to his dad, he went through 3 different trainers.
Wow.
That means all 3 are not good enough to, you know, they're all 3
Here's the
are
question.
the best in the
Here's the
world.
question. Did Ryan Garcia ever allow those trainers to be the boss?
That's
to
why he's
teach
back
them?
with his dad, because
I don't
he's
think
the
he did.
boss. That's why.
Yeah.
Look, Joe Goosen, I know Joe Goosen. My brother used to train with him. He's not gonna just let you get away with stuff like that. Derek James shouldn't either. Eddie Reynoso doesn't need. He's made so much money with Canelo that if you want to come to me, it's gonna be under my rules. And if that didn't work, then Ryan's back. So that's I give that big advantage.
Clemens even
Kellerman
touched on
raised it.
Garcia's claims of having inside knowledge of Barrios' training, though he cautioned that the real impact of such intel is unclear. Ultimately, he stressed that this fight is as much about the coach-fighter relationship as it is about pure skill. Can Goosen bring new strategies to Barrios, or will Garcia's familiarity with Goosen's approach give him an advantage? The analysis highlights how preparation, experience, and the coach-fighter dynamic could be decisive when Garcia and Barrios finally clash in the ring.
To Barrios to even pull that off.
See, that's the thing about boxing, and Big Baby Miller pointed it out, because there's no structure. And hopefully that'll happen with Zuffa Boxing, and I am a part of Zuffa Boxing, full disclosure. The first fight coming up on the 23rd.
Oh, congrats, man. Congrats.
But you need
So
some
I got
kind
you guys
of.
on that card,
There
so
you
that's
go.
good.
You need some kind of.
Right.
So, well, the undercard has not been announced yet, but yeah, we could talk about
I didn't say the names, but yeah,
But we need some kind of structure. In the NFL, the guy has to sit there for the media interview. He shows up on time. Yep. He's got to do it. Yep. And to give you an NFL analogy, think about the Broncos, right? When they had Russell Wilson over there and he had his own office and everything. And it was nothing, it was dysfunctional. Then they hired Sean Payton.
Cut it out.
As a coach, that's like going to train with Goosen or going to train with a world-class trainer, right? And you knew as soon as Sean Payton got there, ain't no one's going to have their own office. And you turn around a couple years later.
Ryan Garcia's trainer expressed strong confidence in his fighters' discipline and weight management, emphasizing that this camp is unlike any previous one. He explained that once Garcia locks in mentally, all other aspects naturally fall into place. Targeting the 140-pound division, he said, is both realistic and advantageous, noting that Garcia can make the weight comfortably while preserving his strength, stamina, and overall energy.
Very interesting answer. I always wonder who makes a fighter, right? Especially in boxing, combat sports. Is it a coach that makes the fighter or the fighter that makes the coach? Now, Joe Goosen has a track record of being a high-level boxing coach. We know that. But do coaches change for fighters, or do they implement what they know to fighters and fighters change for coaches? Because this will be the crux of what happens here. Can Joe Goosen, not to call Mario Barrios old, but can he teach an old dog new tricks? Can he give him something that Bob Santos hasn't? Sure. Can he give him more info about what Ryan likes to do? Absolutely. But will it be enough to prepare him for what Ryan knows that Joe knows? And how Joe trains fighters, and how Joe runs a camp, and how rigid he might be. And even that last part, Ryan's talking about information leaking maybe from Joe, or that Joe was leaking information about Barrios, or about, I'm not sure who he was talking about, Ryan or about Barrios. But
the
Ryan
trainer
again,
acknowledged that during the Devin Haney camp, Garcia allowed distractions to impact his focus and preparation. This time, however, his mindset is sharper, more disciplined, and fully professional. Fans can expect a leaner frame, improved stamina, and explosive power on fight night. The team also noted that moving from 147 to 140 pounds is manageable, with no extreme rehydration needed. The overall message is clear. A more disciplined, dedicated, and stronger Ryan Garcia is back, ready to perform at his very best.
About the chaos in the corner. Or not maybe chaos, but kind of misdirection in the corner of the Manny Pacquiao fight, where Bob Santos is saying one thing and other cornermen are saying, that are, a part of Mario's kind of OG team, are saying another. I think it's pretty well known that I would assume well known that Mario Barrios' dad used to train him, and I don't know if he was in the corner or it was somebody else, but there was a miscommunication, it seemed like, from even the people in the corner around the strategy of the Barrios fight or what they wanted to do against Manny Pacquiao. And let's just say I heard from sources there were a lot of frustrations that came out of that fight with how Barrios went into that fight, how he performed in that fight, and how directions were listened to from either one side or the other. It felt like it was a bit of a confusing thing. So when you have that kind of a situation, you feel like you need to make a move. One person's going to get left out in the dust, and it's probably not someone that's either one, your
Analysts
family.
warn fans not to overinterpret the short training clips of Ryan Garcia circulating online. A 15-second highlight or even a 1-minute montage cannot capture the full reality of preparing for a 12-round fight. These clips are edited to emphasize speed, power, and sharp combinations, while hiding the grueling aspects of camp, fatigue, weight cutting, and conditioning challenges. Consequently, the footage often gives an incomplete and misleading picture of a fighter's true readiness.
Our strength and conditioning coach will lock it in, Ryan will lock it in, and we're back to 140. Solid. But that's a strong possibility. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. And we talked about that.
It changes things.
Yeah, and I mean this. I mean this 100% sincerely, that we could make 140.
Because when you guys fought Haney, you guys were not necessarily you guys, but he was drinking, he was doing all these other things that...
Exactly. Yeah, forget about that and forget about the Rolly, because I'm telling you, that was not Ryan. This is Ryan. This is Ryan. You're going to see Ryan. This is going to be Ryan. And you're going to say, man, he looks good. His weight is good. And his strength is unbelievable.
Analysts pointed out that while Garcia looked impressive in similar clips before his loss to Rolando Romero in New York, the in-ring result told a different story. This illustrates that highlight reels alone cannot predict fight outcomes. Comparisons are even trickier with Mario Barrios, as very little training footage of him has surfaced. Still, the clips provide insight into Garcia's mindset, focused, fit, and serious about preparation. Physically and mentally, he appears sharper. Meanwhile, Barrios remains a seasoned welterweight with proven durability and size. Ultimately, these snippets are just observations. The true test comes on fight night, when preparation meets reality and both fighters must prove themselves in the ring.
It's not too far off from 140. So there's a strong possibility without rehydration calls, we could probably drop down to 140 with no problem.
And make the fight happen at 40 instead.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you guys can rehydrate whatever you guys want from there.
I mean, you know, listen, this is another thing that I've been seeing, and this is kind of interesting, is that, yeah, you got to rehydrate, of course, absolutely. Now, how far you can rehydrate, I would love to be over 7, 8 pounds. Some go 10, some go 12, some even go 15, you know, but they do rehydrate. But when you're in shape, in total fitness, I think the most you could hydrate is 7 or 8 pounds. I'm not kidding you. When you're in excellent shape...
Analysts emphasize that greatness in boxing isn't measured solely by wins, but by the legacy a fighter leaves behind. If Ryan Garcia captures a world title, he becomes a household name capable of drawing fans both inside and outside the sport. To keep boxing relevant in 2026 and beyond, the sport needs stars with charisma and identity, fighters who fans connect with. A victory over Mario Barrios would not only cement Garcia's status, but also energize younger audiences and inject fresh attention into
Complete
American
picture
boxing.
Style 10-second, 15-second clips. Because Ryan very well could have had similar clips before the Rolly fight, but then he ends up losing to Rolly in New York. So for me, when I see sparring clips or brief edited clips online, I don't necessarily factor that in too much into what is to be the outcome, because the fact of the matter is, for Mario Barrios, I haven't really seen many clips from him at all. So training footage is very selective by nature. You're usually going to see the best moments plucked out, highlights, specific drills, things that would make someone look good. It don't really tell the full story about conditioning, weight cutting, or readiness. But what it does or can give you is an overall, like a snapshot of where the fighter is mentally, physically. Ryan does look like he's in good
While
shape.
Barrios brings experience, he has often fallen short in defining moments of major fights. Garcia, on the other hand, carries mainstream appeal that draws casual fans and investors alike. Analysts argue that for boxing to thrive, legacy and star power must align. Recognizable champions like Garcia are crucial to reigniting excitement, passion, and financial investment in American boxing.
Very much looking forward to the fight. I think Ryan Garcia really needs to impress here because he's coming off of a loss to Rolly Romero. And we all know in the world of boxing that back-to-back losses can really drive you down the ladder. So I am enjoying what I'm seeing regarding Ryan Garcia as he gears up for this particular fight. Ryan Garcia, his discipline has been in question in the past, but right now it looks like he's trying to really make a statement. He posted this via his official social media. This is Ryan's page, evident by the blue check mark. Quote, "Maybe you aren't my speed. Some shots throughout camp The finish line is approaching.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, breakdowns, and exclusive insights. Until next time, keep your eyes on the ring and your excitement ready. There's plenty more to come.